Saint Altfrid was a leading figure in Germany in the 9th century. A Benedictine monk, he became Bishop of Hildesheim, and founded Essen Abbey. He was also a close royal advisor to the East Frankish King Louis the German. He is a Roman Catholic saint. His feast day is celebrated on the 15th of August, the feast of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, but also in Essen and Hildesheim on the 16th of August. Life. There is no contemporary biography of Altfrid. He is first mentioned by name on the 3rd of October 852, when he took part in a council in Mainz as Bishop of Hildesheim. According to the Hildesheim Chronicle, Altfrid died rich in days in 874, from which a year of birth of around 800 is assumed. He owned land in the Harzvorland and in central Essen, which may have been inherited from his family, and it seems likely that he belonged to the Saxon nobility, and may have been connected to the imperial family of the Ludolfings, who, however, had no influence in Altfrid's foundation Essen Abbey until after his death. He was apparently a monk at Corvey Abbey before he was declared Bishop of Hildesheim in 851 in succession to Ebbo, who died on the 20th of March of that year. Since Ebbo had been installed and removed several times as Archbishop of Reims, Altfrid took the unusual step of repeating all consecrations and ordinations of his predecessor to avoid their invalidation. In 864, Altfrid moved the relics of St. Marsus from Auxerre to an unknown place in Saxony, most likely to Corvey Abbey. His sermon on the arrival of the relics survives. In addition, Altfrid laid the cornerstone of a new cathedral in Hildesheim in 852, a three-aisled cruciform church with a crossing and transept. It was completed in 872 and was consecrated on the 1st of November 872 in the presence of 4 bishops and the abbot of Corvey. Even before his consecration as bishop, Altfrid had been active in the foundation of several female religious communities. Between 845 to 847 he acquired the relics of Saints Cosmas and Damian in Rome. Altfrid also supported the Saxon Count Rickdag in the foundation of the nunnery at Lamspring by procuring for it the relics of St. Hadrian from Rome. According to the Hildesheim Chronicle, Altfrid also founded a Benedictine monastery on his own land in the Harzvorland, of which no further details of either location or duration are known. More important is Altfrid's other foundation, Essen Abbey, on his own property in Essen on the Hellweg. The first abbess of Essen was his kinswoman Gerswith, often referred to as his sister, although there is no direct evidence of this. As in Hildesheim, Altfrid also built a church for the canonesses, the Stiftskirche, later known as the Essener Munster, and from 1958 as Essen Cathedral. Altfrid was buried here after his death on the 15th of August 874, according to his wishes. A Gothic tomb stands over his grave in the East Crypt, which is named after him. Diplomat. Altfrid was a close confidant of Ludwig the German, and from 860 took an influential role in the power struggles between the various parts of the disintegrating Frankish Empire. In 860 Altfrid was present at the meeting between Ludwig the German and Charles the Bald in St. Castor's Basilica in Koblenz, where the two kings agreed a peace treaty. In the years that followed, it is possible to trace a great deal of travelling on Altfrid's part. In 862 he was in Assault, later in Compiègne and Savoniers, in 864 in Pitters, in 865 at the Synod of Thouzy, and in 867 in Metz. Altfrid had decisive influence on the form of the Treaty of Meersen, which divided Lotharingia on the 9th of August 870 between West Francia and East Francia. death and after. The place of Altfrid's death is not known, although the date is recorded by Abbot Altfrid of Lobbs as the Feast of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, i.e., the 15th of August 874. He was buried, according to his wishes, in the church of Essen Abbey. After his death, Altfrid was particularly venerated at his tomb in Estland. Around the year 1000, miracles were reported at his grave, which greatly increased the veneration, and the effects of a supposedly healing spring close to the church were also ascribed to his intercession. After a serious fire in the church in the 13th century, a Gothic stone sarcophagus was obtained for his bones. Altfrid's feast day, which in Essen was celebrated on the 16th of August rather than on the 15th of August, was the most festive in the abbey's yearly calendar. Nevertheless, Altfrid was not a canonized saint, and when the abbey was secularized in 1803, his veneration fell off, only to revive during the culture camp at the end of the century. After the foundation of the bishopric of Essen in 1958, the first bishop asked Rome to confirm the celebration of Altfrid's feast day as an official church festival, a request which was granted in 1965.